Hello, everyone. Welcome to this morning's news brief on Bitcoin. I'm so used to Jimmy doing this. Oh, man. I couldn't get to him, left me in charge. For Friday, December 8th, okay? It's all right. It's better this way. He just goes on and talks too much, repeats himself on every story. Anyway, I'm just kidding. I had to go on because I do have to get to a conference here in Toronto. I don't know if I'm speaking early in the morning, but the conference starts at 9 a.m. So I needed to get this out. I'm sure Jimmy will have one of his own, a little uncoordinated this morning, probably my fault. All right, let me just get to the stories. Hopefully, Jimmy won't be repeating all of them. Let's just go straight to screen share. Oh, and as usual, I'm on the wrong thing. There we go. And we will begin with, so I totally missed this. I have no idea. But so there's somebody on Twitter that is claiming that they were going to make Roger Ver a millionaire. And sorry, not Roger Ver. Roger Ver is already a millionaire. They were going to make Andreas Antonopoulos a multi-millionaire. And it looks like that's already happened, right? Last time we did the story yesterday morning, Andreas had like just over 100 Bitcoin in his account, and now there's 153. So, hey, Andreas, you are doing really, really well. And so that's good. Hey, more people should be out there supporting. It's currently a balance of about 60 Bitcoin in the account. And hey, just so you guys know, I debated Roger Ver about a year ago. There's a video of it right here. And in this video here, made fun of me for being broke and not being as rich as him. Hey, I'm just saying. You can see it all over the comments where people are giving Roger slack for making fun of me for not being as rich as him. But it's okay. Andreas, doing very well. I'm just joking, guys. All right, next real story. So there was a hack of NiceHash. I'm not actually familiar with NiceHash. I mean, if you go to their website, it's pretty much they're not operating at the moment. They're trying to figure out what happened with the hack. So it looks like it was a civil engineer, right? Which makes you wonder, why didn't they store their 4,700 Bitcoins on something like hardware wallets? Like, or was it a BitPay situation? So they're still investigating how this happened. But this is one of the problems with Bitcoin. So I'm not sure if this is customers' money that was lost or not. Yeah, these things will happen. And this is why you really want to be responsible for your own cold storage and not other people's. Goldman Sachs plans to get in the game a little bit. Goldman Sachs plans to get into the Bitcoin game a little bit by clearing the futures. But there was when you start this article, there was an interesting interview with Lloyd Blankfein, the CEO of Goldman Sachs, and Bloomberg, former Mayor Bloomberg, but owner of Bloomberg, and they talked about Bitcoin and the blockchain. So Bloomberg isn't really all that interested in it. So this is a good video to watch. It's kind of funny when Bloomberg talks about, well, people think about Bitcoin, but it's really blockchain. And I don't think he really understands the difference between the two. He did call Bloomberg itself a blockchain, but did call Bloomberg itself a blockchain, but like, it depends on your definition of a blockchain, right? So it could actually be it. All right, and my final story before I get to the price is India. And I found this actually very interesting, right? It's more stories about bail-ins. So India that already tried to ban cash is now talking about doing bail-ins. And this is important. It's actually really, really important to me because this is what got me into Bitcoin in the first place. It was the Cyprus bailouts, or bail-ins, I should say, that got me involved in Bitcoin. That's when I first, started taking it really, really seriously. So anytime I hear a story about more bail-ins, I mean, that's just amazing for the Bitcoin price. So people in India will definitely be running out, and people in India will definitely be running out and buying a bunch of Bitcoin. All right. Well, and now let me talk about the price. Oh, one last thing. I keep forgetting to promote this. It's I did an interview with CoinTelegraph. It's actually a pretty good interview. I haven't had time to like re-listen to it. I keep saying, yeah, I'm going to listen to the interview and then promote it, and I just don't have the time to listen to myself for an hour. And so I'll be tweeting this out later today. It's in the description of my video, but definitely check out this interview. It didn't really get much views, but once I tweet it out, maybe it will. I'm doing these interviews. I can't even keep up with them anymore. All right. All right. Let's take a look at the price a little bit. We're pulling back, but we're still, the weekly is still very, very bullish, right? We almost hit this trend line. This trend line was here from 2011, and or 2012, I should say, and we almost hit this trend line. All right. So let's see. So here's the daily. We just had like one crazy day, and now we're pulling back a little bit, but the day is only half over, and now we have to go all the way up, and we'll see what happens. Let's see what happens. This is like a giant no trade zone right here. I mean, had you jumped in on this orange line or a break above this yellow line, you are pretty much all set. So now you just got to pick your good stop loss, or you could have taken a profit. Could the 4-hour chart have helped us pick the top? And the answer is no, right? You had it did tell you to potentially take some profit here. You can jump back into the market somewhere around here. It did go like another $2,000 higher, and now it's pulling back. So I don't really see anything right here other than this is just a giant blow off top. And realistically, how far should it go down? Well, probably over to this area, right? I mean, that would be that's like the first level of support, because there's really just nothing else there. Do I think it's going to go down that far? Honestly, guys, I'm not sure right now, because like the environment is really bullish. The amount of people that are like I've known for years that were making fun of me about Bitcoin are now like calling me trying to get in. So these are the kinds of things that signal the top, but the liquidity in Bitcoin is kind of small. So these newbies getting in can definitely drive it up a little bit higher. And finally, on the 1-hour chart, oh, I like this actually. So on the 1-hour chart, this is a buying opportunity right here off of this doji and this 9. The problem is that the 4-hour has turned bearish. The daily is still bullish for like 4 more days, but we'll see. The 5 candle, yeah, it's actually pulling back. So like you want the 5 candle to pull back, but it's easier to make a 9. So let's see what happens. That's actually about it for me, because I still have Bcash on. That was from yesterday. Yeah, well, they act opposites of each other, right? Because they're directly competing. So anytime Bitcoin drops, Bcash will rise. Anytime Bitcoin goes up, Bcash would fall. So I'm actually expecting Bcash to go to 0 one day, because I'm expecting Bitcoin to rise indefinitely. So there you go. All right, guys. I guess I can take like 1 or 2 questions from the audience, because I have maybe 5 more minutes, and then I got to run to the event. So sorry I couldn't coordinate with Jimmy this morning, but we'll try to do a better job tomorrow. Yeah, I wasn't really ready, right? Like I'm not usually ready to the stories unless I've like actually prepared ahead of time. Oh, maybe I can get Jimmy in here. Hold on. Hey, Jimmy, I'm gonna text you the link. Let me stop screen share. Uh, maybe get Jimmy in here. Let's get Jimmy in here to comment on these. Let's see. Give him a minute. All right. Let me see if there's any questions. How many?
Hey,
Oh,
Tone.
nice.
Oh, man.
Hey,
How's
there's Jimmy.
everything going, man?
Wait, I don't hear you.
Hey, Tone. Can you hear me?
Should be on my end. Hold
I
on.
could get the lower third in.
Yeah, see, this is what happens when we go.
Last.
Hey, I hear you now. My bad.
Yay,
Hey,
yay.
Jimmy. Hey, sorry, man. What happened this morning?
Well, I caught you just as you were going live, and I was trying to text you on chat and
I know it was
Telegram
like
to get on.
the worst thing ever. I just hit the live button, so not only was I like not ready to go live into stories, I got totally distracted by you saying, "Oh, I'm ready." Like just as I already hit the live button, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
well, Toad, yeah, sorry about that. I think we missed time. I missed time things. My fault. But yeah, a lot of interesting stuff. I think you covered most of it. But obviously, that person on Twitter that made Andreas a millionaire.
Is that verified? Is that verified?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe that's a woman, which is interesting. And that person really thought, like gave Andreas credit for giving a lot of Bitcoin knowledge. And I reached out, tried to get an interview, but that person doesn't really want to be public yet. But yeah, it was really interesting. Yeah, just basically said, okay, here's 37 Bitcoin. And then, and then later it was like, you know what, I'm going to make Andreas a millionaire just to spite Ver. So that's more or less what's happened. And now, 79 total Bitcoin at current price. That's $1 million. So great. I think Andreas deserves every penny. He's obviously done a ton of stuff for Bitcoin. So very happy about that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like you have a conference to go to. Is that
Yeah,
what's
yeah, I
going on
gotta
next?
go to the one in Toronto, here, the Sunny Rays conference.
Mm. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I think there's a lot of people going there. I saw Brian Hoffman was flying to um, Toronto, and I think Jason King as well. So that should be a fun conference. And obviously, you have your seminar. That's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's the next day. But I literally landed this morning. I mean, this is this is rough, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
you've been traveling quite a bit, and you're traveling back to Colombia like in 2 days, right?
yeah, yeah. Well, it's kinda anyway. I might stop by one of the islands or something. I need to rest for like
Yes, you do.
I wanna
Yes, you
check
do.
out a beach at least for a couple of days. Hey, any comments on the Nice Hash?
Yeah, so they
It's
did
the
get their
perfect
custom.
name to get hacked, by the way.
Yeah, they a lot of people think it's like an insider hack. They got quote unquote hacked, but in fact they actually are just sort of doing some sort of an exit scam, and people are speculating on that because they literally lost everything, right? Like this is like a company where you lend out your like CPU power or something like that, and they figure out how to use it and mine whatever the most profitable coin is. Yeah, it's $46 million in Bitcoin. So, once again, you got to be careful with these things. There's a lot of scams. Thankfully, I don't think it's necessarily like Bitcoin people deposited, but it's like Bitcoin that their equipment generated. So it's a little bit different in that regard, but still pretty terrible for their customers.
And any comments on Goldman?
I mean, so what I keep hearing is, I wanted to get your thoughts, Tone, is that a lot of OTC desks ran out of inventory yesterday, and part of the reason is because a lot of the futures traders are buying up inventory because they want to play these like equilibrium games, and they need the Bitcoin in order to do the cash settlement, and they want to do the arbitrage. So I wasn't sure if that was true or not, but that's the rumor I heard.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I was getting ready to talk about how with this massive price rise, and look, Wall Street makes money by selling you the hype. And considering how many people are reaching out to me because they want to get in on Bitcoin before they miss out, I'm like, man, Wall Street is going to short the shit out of this thing in about 2 weeks. So I'm not surprised that the underlying is being bought up.
They also caused the price to rise quite a bit. Oh, Tone, you're frozen. Maybe I'm gone. Anyway, yeah, let me try that again. Hey, Tone. Sorry about that.
You still there? No, it's my fault.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, you froze for a sec.
Yeah, no. I actually anyway. Apparently my $2,500 computer is very fragile, even though I got it back working again.
Or it could be your internet connection. It's hard to tell.
No. It wasn't the internet. I know exactly what I did wrong there.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if like the first move is to go short, because even going short in the futures market will be limited, right? Because like one interactive brokers isn't going to let you do it. So some exchanges will, and yeah, you can dump the underlying and profit from the futures. The thing is, though, right? Like these futures on the CME are only 5-to-1 leveraged. So it's not really all that worth it, right? I mean, being 5-to-1 leveraged, you could have done this on like
pretty useful. I don't know. That's a lot of money you could make, no?
At five, actually, I'm sorry, they're not 5-to-1 leveraged. I misspoke. One contract is 5 Bitcoin. I still don't know what the margin requirement is going to be from the CME. For other things, it's usually between 5 and 10%. I think they would be crazy if they let you margin Bitcoin for anything less than 33%. So I don't know how leveraged these things are going to be. Like oil, for example, is actually leveraged at like 50-to-1.
Wow. Okay. Well, but the price movements on oil are not nearly as much as Bitcoin, though, right now.
Right. So it depends what leverage the CME is going to give you. It depends on how big the margin has to be. If the margin isn't that big, then like it's not really worth it, right? Like, but the other issue is that a lot of these brokerage houses, they're kind of regulated, so they couldn't just like go to BitMax or whatever and trade there, right? But with the CME, they could. I have the same issue, right? Like I have not traded Bitcoin in over a year and a half, but if I'm in front of a computer when the CME futures launch, I'm probably going to make a trade. So, and I got to think that a lot of people are the same way. It's like they're just used to their broker. And once their broker allows them to trade this thing, they're going to start trading it. And maybe some people are hedging. Maybe they're holding on to the Bitcoin so that they can, hedge that bet in the futures market or leverage that bet in the futures market.
Well, I was thinking something more sinister, like they would short the hell out of it on the futures market and then dump the underlying so that they can get in the money.
Right. Well, what I'm saying on that front is, while that's possible, it really depends what kind of leverage they're allowed to have. And if they don't have that much of leverage, then it's not really worth it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And here's the other thing, right? Like if they bought all of these futures in OTC, then they have to go and sell them in OTC, right? So they're not, unless they bought them at OTC and now they have to, but then again, even if they're selling them at OTC, like some of those OTC dealers will go out to the regular exchanges because they have accounts there. And and like dump them on the exchange. I
Yeah, I mean,
actually
there was a blow off top on Coinbase
yeah.
where it went almost to 20,000. I think it may have been an OTC desk or, one of these firms is my guess.
Yeah, I honestly, I think it's just like people are. I think it's just FOMO.
Mm.
I think it's just FOMO, and like right now, it's technically speaking, like this stuff is really hard to predict. You know, I mean, I had my top a couple like a week or two ago, but right now we're kind of in the middle of nowhere. So let's see what happens going into the weekend.
Okay. Wow. Yes. Yesterday was just so crazy. I'm like doing my seminar and we're all distracted by the price because it kept going to like 16,
I
17.
know. So it's the same on my end. Like I'm trying to, put together my seminar for tomorrow, like all the presentations and stuff. And again, the price is very distracting, and everyone's calling. Like people you haven't spoken to in 20 years, like are calling you.
Yep. I've had that too. Well, they email me mostly. They know not to call me. But yeah, crazy stuff. And I'm sure all our viewers are thinking the same thing.
All right, man. I actually do have to run. I got to get to my conference.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow morning we'll try because I got my seminar in the morning. But we'll see how.
Yeah. Sorry about that. It
We'll see how
actually
much later.
snowed here in Austin, so yeah, it had
Wait,
some.
what?
It snowed here. There's actually powder on the ground right
Oh my
now.
God! I guess you got the snow. I landed in Toronto like at 5 in the morning. I'm like, oh, it's not that cold. Like
Yeah. So I will probably be going live, talking about a large amount of the same stories or something, or I don't know. I might go live maybe a little later during the day, but I will do a daily video as well.
All right, sounds good, man. I'll see you on this tomorrow. Later.
All right. Talk to you tomorrow.